Good morning, everybody, and here we are, our last class before this Christmas, so it's week 39. I wish I could put some Christmas music on for you, but obviously I'm not allowed and just not worth the risk. But I've got a red top and I'll put my red dangly earrings in and I'll put my light on red. So I'm trying my best for you to try and make this a little bit more festive than previous weeks. So are we ready? Just check your space. You'll need a ball, but it's not essential, your band, a block and a drink of water, cushion as always. So let's just start by taking our feet hip width, finding our nice neutral spine with that little rock backwards and forwards, and stopping when that weight's in the middle. Tipping that pelvis just to activate it a little bit and bring it back into neutral. Soften the knees, drop the shoulders and hands down, relaxing by your side, breathing in on the way up and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. So on these next ones, shut your eyes. This is our little bit of transition. So if you're doing it in the morning, you need to forget the list of things that you've got to do today. If you're doing it in the evening, afternoon, you want to forget anything that's just been bothering you. Just focus on that breathing in and breathing out. Last one. Good. So we're going to bring that right hand over onto the left hand side of the head. We're just going to do those little neck exercises, just isometric. So we're just pushing the head into the hand. As we do this, we can think about our setup. So nice soft knees, pelvic floor lifted, core engaged, changing hands over. So although I say pelvic floor lifted and core engaged, the pelvic floor muscles are all part of your core, but I want to try and keep reminding you to engage those pelvic floor muscles as well as those, the transverse abdominis, the rectus abdominis and obliques and things. And hand on the front, because, those pelvic floor muscles are so important. And change over hand and push your head into that hand at the back. Lovely, good. Okay, drop those arms down. Just take 4 little shoulder rolls going backwards. Repeat it, coming forwards. Now let's take the elbow backwards. And here we go, forwards. Now we're going to do big arm circles to small. So here we go, backwards for 8, 7, 6. Drawing our lovely little spiral. 4, 3, 2, little 1. We're forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bigger 6, 7, and 8. When we get to the bottom, we're going back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Forward 1, 2, 3, 4. Back for 1, little 1. Forward, big 1. I think I did an extra one there. So leave those arms by the side because that's where they'll want to be at this moment in time, because they're going to feel heavy. Just let the shoulders relax as we just take that little side sequence. Keeping the knees soft, remember, and everything switched on. Okay, so we're going to bring the right arm over the top and back, and the left one. And again. And again. Okay, so right arm comes over, pauses and hold, bringing up the left, up to the top. Now squeeze, turn the palms and push down. Good, other side, so over we go. Lift the other arm up, squeeze at the top, turn the palms and push down. Bring those hands onto those hips, shift your weight onto the right leg and just open those hips up. So you might still be a little bit unsteady until you get yourself moving. Good, and 2 more. And switch, and other one. Just as small or big as you want. So on this side I've got a little bit of clunking going on. And back to hip width, and just circle those hips. And back the other way. Trying to keep the shoulders as still as you can on this one, so we're not really hula hooping this time. Okay, so we're going to open the chest muscles next. So here we go, we're going to hug our tree. As soon as those hands touch, we're going to push out. We're going to come in, pushing out and in. Every time you come in, think of that kick coming into your tummy. So you're pulling your tummy in, lifting that pelvic floor up and touch and open and touch. So separating the shoulder blades, squeezing them together. Separate and squeeze, and 4 and open, 3 and 2, last one. Good, and just let your arms relax a minute and be taking your band. We'll do the rotator cuff, then we can do one more arm activity standing. So take those elbows in, keep them tucked in. Keep those arms, forearms parallel to the floor. Don't start with the band too tight, otherwise you will give yourself a bit too much of a challenge. So we're breathing in, and as we exhale, we're going to just pull those hands out to the side. So just do the first couple and then find the resistance that works for you. So knees soft, core on. Nice tall posture, that string attached to your head, pulling you up to the ceiling as you pull those arms out. So we're going to do 4 more here. And then on the 4th one, we're going to hold it out there. We're not going to have any rest today. And we're going to pull. So here we go, and pull. 2. This is the one where you can come out any time you want. Try and keep those elbows in, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, so you should have felt that real warming feeling in those shoulders. If you weren't and you felt you could have carried on for quite a bit longer, then you need to think about increasing the resistance. So bring those hands closer. Okay, we're just going to do one other arm little sequence. So we're going to bring the arms in front of the body, cross them over and stop when you get to, I always call it 9 and 3, don't I? Okay, so we're going to do 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, hold it there, turn one palm to the ceiling. Now rotate the palms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 circles and stop. 3, turn one palm, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feel those shoulders working. Here we go for 3. Turn the palm, we're going for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and 3 circles. 2, 3. You know where we are? We're 4. 3, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 3. Last 2 turns and twist. Twist and relax. Good. Just roll one shoulder, roll the other shoulder. And 1 and the other. Well done. Okay, so take your block. If you want to use your block, have a quick drink. And we're going to do our little balance section. So going up on that, let's go with your left foot. But it doesn't matter, you can do whichever. And we're going to start with just our normal knee lift. So as soon as you're ready, we're going to bring that knee up. So think lifting out of that hip area. I want you to really think tall, spreading those toes on the block. Nice big focus where you're looking. And so the only movement is at this hip, coming up to this right ankle position. And 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, so now we're going to go for a walk. So we're going to put the foot forward, and I like to get my opposite arm ready because that's how I feel most balanced. But if you end up with same arm, same leg, really doesn't matter if that works for you. Okay, and then we're going to walk. So just bringing that leg through. Keep going. Last 2. And relax. Okay, so you can just have a little pressure off that support foot while I show you. We're going to do the walk again, but this time it's going to be a little bit slower because I want you, as you have the leg forward, to turn and look as you walk. Now this is a bit tricky again because a bit like last week when we turned, we're losing our focal point at the front. So find yourself a focal point at the side. If you don't like it, just carry on with the walk. All right, so I'm going to get opposite arm ready. Ready, and turn. 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 It's not easy. So if you think, oh no, this is too much, take the head turn out. And 2 more, whoop. And last one. I said it wasn't easy, so well done. You really do have to focus. I lost my concentration then. So let's just take that foot back and have our stretch. Coming up into those toes. And then we're just going to take that weight back, push those sit bones out, find that nice stretch through that hamstring on that left leg. Toe flat to start with, then you can peel the toe up if you want that extra little bit. And then gently come to standing. Good. Flip that block over. Let's have a go on the other side. This could be interesting. Okay, so we start with our knee lift. So here we go. Last one of these. Good. Okay, straight into walking. So opposite arm and leg ready, if that's what works for you. And then switch. Think tall. Gripping that foot. Let the arms just swing, no tension. Trying to keep those hips level. not dropping on that hip. And 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, just take that foot off, have a little rest. So we're now going to add that rotation in that top half if you feel that works for you. If not, just another set of little walks, or if you prefer to do knee lifts, that would be fine. So get yourself balanced, find that focal point, and then turn that head. Last 2. Ooh. Last one. And well done. Okay. And that was, so just be taking that stretch. So that was interesting for me because I've really hurt my little toe. I banged it at mum's and then I banged it again to the point that I thought, I'm sure I've broken it. And it's really very sore. And then it was just very evident how much you do use. I could really feel that throbbing. So you really do use right across those toes when you're working on that balance. So that was a bit uncomfortable. And then sit back into our nice hamstring stretch on the other leg, followed by peel off the toes, so down into calf, and then place the toe down and gently come up to standing. Very nice. Pop that block over to the side, and we're going into a deep, wide plie, but we're doing the one where we bend over and then breathe in and breathe out, put the hands a little bit closer to the floor. So we've done this lots of times. So nice tall posture to start, breathing in, exhale, coming down into that nice deep squat. Remember, if you don't like this squat position, you could just take the one where you bring your feet in a little bit and push your bottom out the side. That would work for this little activity as well. Okay. So let's just take 4 arm stretches over the top, just so we're working the quads a little bit before we take that little roll over. Okay, so from here we straighten the legs and we just drop that top body down through the middle, let the arms follow just to where you can. And it really doesn't matter if you're touching the floor or not. Now we're going to come up on the first one, so we're breathing in, exhale, and then we're just going to take that little, almost like a half roll up to the top. Breathing in, down we go. So make sure that those knees are tracking those toes, so over. So while we just work those quads, we might as well do this other little bit of stretch through these big oblique muscles. Good, okay, so we're going to squeeze the legs, drop the top half down, and just hang. Now try and get that feeling that if the arms weren't attached, they'd kind of fall out. Now we're going to take a breath in, and as we breathe out, ribs to thighs, chest towards the knees, and the arms should just follow with a little bit more stretch. Breathing in at the bottom, exhale as we roll up. Good. On this next one, we're going to do 2 breaths. How are we doing? Brilliant. Breathing in, exhale down. Okay, let's bring the arms in front this time and then just rotate. A little bit of spine twist added in here. Arms down, squeeze, lower yourself down to the floor. Okay, we're going to breathe in, breathe out, hold it at that new position, breathing in,
Breathing out a little bit further down, just to feel that increase in that stretch in the back of those hamstrings. And then breathing in and gently, nice and gently, coming up to standing. Good, very nice. Walk those feet in until you feel it's easy to move. Right, we're going to roll down twice because we've just done almost like a half roll down. So we only need to do 2 just to warm up the bit in the back if you didn't get moved then. And on the third one, we're going to walk our hands out. My choice today, what I'd like you to do, but remember you can alter it if you feel that isn't right for you today, is to go into a high plank. We're doing 45 seconds. If you want a little extra challenge from that high plank, you can lift one leg at a time. Okay, so you've got choices there. Something else other than plank, which would probably be press-ups. You know, you can always do low plank if your wrists are a bit iffy, and you can add a leg lift if you can. So start with that nice feet hip width position, breathing in. And let's just take 2 roll downs in order to get our hands to the floor. And we should be finding this a bit easier because we've just done that bit of the hamstring stretch. Breathe in at the bottom, exhale. Bring the arms up over your head. Take a breath in and go again. Breath in at the bottom. Exhale to come up. As those shoulders come up, bring the arms with them up over your head. Breathe in. And down we go for the last time, walking it out this time. Either from a bent knee on the floor, or you can walk your hands directly out into your plank position. Okay, I'm just coming down just to tell Siri. Siri, 45 seconds.
Okay, 45 seconds and counting.
Okay, so if you want, you can now start to lift the leg. Just remember you're pushing your hands away as if you're trying to split your mat in half. When you lift the leg, try not to roll the hip. Make sure your tummy buttons to spine. Pull that pelvic floor up to help with that stability. Keep your head in neutral. Anytime you want to come out, just come out and go into a shell stretch. You can just, there we are, there's the little buzzer, and bring the knees down and just sit back. Ooh, that was much more of a challenge with those leg lifts, that's for sure. Super duper. Okay, so we're coming on to our fronts. Just going to stick a little one in before we go into side lying. And we're doing the one that I call a rubber band. So it's as if your feet and your head are working separately. So if the head is up, then the feet are down, and then the feet come in. So the feet come in for 3 little bounces, and then the head lifts, and then it comes in 3 little bounces. And we're going to alternate, bringing the feet in pointed on the first time, flex on the second time. When your arm action is very similar to what we did last week with the dart. So the hands turn, fingers, little finger up to the ceiling. So here we go, breathing in, remember the ice pack under your tummy button. Breathing in, lifting up, feet stay flat, head comes down, point the toes, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, flex, 2, 3. You can turn your head to the side if you want, point, 2, 3, 2, 3, flex, 2, 3, up, and point, and
and stretch and flex and point and lift, 2, 3 and flex. Last one of each, so point, 2, 3, up, 2, 3 and flex, 2, 3 and rest. Good, bring those arms round, roll yourself onto your side. Make sure you're okay. Make sure I'm in shot. Good. Move my ball away. Lovely. Okay, so looking down at those toes and then realign that head. Going into top leg just for 3, just while we think about this little mouse hole that we tried to create under this bottom rib, and to make sure this top hip stays stable. Now into top bottom, lower down with control. Three more. Good, okay. Now you can keep the bottom leg where it is. If you need to, you can bring it forward slightly, you can bend it slightly. So see how we go. So we're going to pick the top leg up high and we're going to bring it forward and back, but higher than normal. Forward and back. Try and use those core muscles, especially when you're bringing that leg forward. Try not to feel like you're just relying on this front arm too much. You will be putting a lot of pressure through it. Good, last 2. Last 1. Good, we're going to bring it back down to our hip height. We're going to bring it forward, tap, tap, back, tap, tap, forward, tap, tap, all at hip height as you're bringing that leg forward and back. So if you're drawing a repeated line on top of each other, keeping that hip up to the ceiling, core on. Up, back, tap, tap, up. Forward, tap, tap, back, tap, tap. Last 1, coming forward, tap, and back, tap, tap. Oh, bring that leg forward, give it a little bit of a massage. Okay, and then we just roll over quickly onto our backs. Just bring that leg across. Let's stick a little figure 4 in, because I just think that needs to be stretched out after that little activity. So just keep the foot flat today. So only just pop this in very quickly. Let's focus on a nice breath. Good, and you can either roll over if you're just facing the other way, or like me, you're going to have to come up and whizzle yourself around. And let's go on the other side. So realign, check in on those toes, and then bring that head back, just as if your back was against a brick wall. Little mouse hole underneath, 3 little lifts just to get us going. Think of that shrink wrap position, so that waist tucking in, top bottom, and that pelvic floor at least up to the 3rd floor, probably the 5th floor. Remember on this one, if you want to make it just a little bit harder, it doesn't make a huge difference, don't take your feet right to the floor, just hover them. So my mat's got a little bit of a curl in it, so I know if I just touch my mat and then go again. Okay, last two. And last one. Okay, so you decide where you want that bottom leg. Pick that top leg up high today, taking it forward and back. Don't worry how much you get it backwards. Just don't allow those hips to open and rock. Forward and backwards. Forwards, backwards. It's just working deep into those glute muscles and the hips. And last one of these. So bring it back now to the middle, drop it to hip height. So here we go. Forward, tap, tap, up, back, tap, tap, up, forward, back, tap, tap, forward. I don't know what's happened to my watch. Back, tap, tap, sorry about that. Forward, tap, tap. Keep that leg coming through at that same height each time. 2 to do. Last one coming forward. Tap, tap. Sure my leg is dropping. Tap, tap, and through. Good, give that hip a little rub. Okay, so we're going to just push ourselves. Oh no, we're going to come over, sorry. Forgot. It's because I didn't write it into the plan. And just have a little figure 4 stretch. Now from here we're going over in a minute onto all fours. And we're going to do the little donkey kick, the little side one and the little crossover. So that's where we're going. So it's up to you how you get there. You can from here roll over and onto all fours, or once we finish the stretch, you can just bring yourself up to rocking. You can cross those feet and then push yourself over those feet into your all fours. So I'll just grab my cushion for my bad knee. Give myself a little bit of support. Okay, so we talked last week as well about when we're in 4-point kneeling. All right. Not only are we thinking about pushing the arms away to split that mat, we're trying to, although we are in a nice position, we're trying to lift a little bit higher, pushing a little bit higher out of those arms. We're not flexing the back, we're not changing the back position, but we're just thinking about pushing away, getting some resistance from the ground. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take the leg out the back into donkey kick position. And we're going to push up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring it down and now open. I call this one the doggy one. Remember, we've got a glass of wine on that other hip that we're trying to keep still. And now we're going to cross over. So just take that knee as far over the other side as you can without feeling like your hips are changing. You want to think of your hip bones as your headlights and they're staying facing the floor. So 4 to go. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, well done. Now from here we're going to do a pigeon stretch, but we're going to, if you can, instead of taking the foot directly back behind you, you're going to take it out on the diagonal. As you come down, I want you to keep your shoulders square to your mat. Okay, so we're in here, so the leg is out to the side. If you want to, you can bring this foot here round more. So if you want to get hold of it and bring it round more, you can.
if you feel that that helps increase the stretch around the glute and the IT band on that leg. But you don't have to. You can keep it where it was, or you can go straight back with the leg in pigeon stretch rather than out on the diagonal. But you should be feeling this around the glute and just down the side of that leg that is bent in half. Good. Now bring the leg back round to the normal position before you come back in. Okay, let's try that on the other side. Whether I'll be able to do that stretch with my knee, I'm not sure. So, hands pushed away. Make sure that knee that's staying on the floor is under the hip and not crept into the middle as we take that foot off. Push the arms away as we push up to the ceiling. Seven, 8. Bring it back down. Here we are, opening up into our little dog pose. Make sure your head's in neutral. Keeping that other hip still. Now we're on the crossover. So cross and back, but only as far as you maintain those hips to be square. And 2 more. Good. Now we're going to take that leg out on that diagonal. And we're going to come down. So we've got this stretch here around this glute and IT band. You can get hold of that foot and bring it a little bit more across the front if you want, if you find that gives you an extra stretch. Shoulders should still be pretty much square to your mat, or you've just gone back straight in pigeon stretch. You can drop your head if you want, that's up to you, but you should be feeling this stretch around here. Very nice, good. Just another 3 seconds. And then the first thing you want to do is just bring it back straight and then bring it back in. Good, so drop yourself around to the front, probably a good time to have a drink. And we're going to do C-curve, and if you've got your ball or a cushion, we're going to add rotation. So it doesn't matter which one, just grab the ball so it's close at hand. Okay, so feet in normal position, arms out the front, shoulders down, breathing in. Scooping that tummy out, shoulders down, breathe in and coming up. And up. And down. And up. Scooping out. Back up to the top. Okay, this time as you come forward, push those legs and just stretch that ball past the toes, just to get a nice deep stretch through the back of the legs. And bring it back in. So now we're going to be touching that ball down on the sides. So breathing in, exhale, scooping out and touch. 1, 3, 4, back to the middle and up. Breathing in, down. Now if the rotations is too many, just cut some out. So we're going 6 this time. Back up and forward. Breathing in. Down we go. Going for 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3. We're going to feel this. 2, 1. Breathing in, coming forward, and just roll that ball. If you haven't got your ball and you've got a cushion, just stretch yourself over. Good, breathing back in, breathing in, and here we go. Doing 8. So in a couple of days' time, you might not be thanking me for this one, because those oblique muscles are possibly going to tell you that you were working them hard. We're on 6 this time. And we just got 4 to do. There we go, look. Over in a flash. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! And just anything that makes you kind of have a little stretch. So I think I'm going to be into a little ball. Alright, lovely. Good, okay. So this is one of my favourites with the ball. So we're going to get that ball underneath that lower back. So remember, you can just lay it here and lay down over it, or you lay down and you bridge to put it there, or you lift your legs up, and there we are. Oh, that feels so good, just laying here. If you don't like the ball in this position, then just don't use it, just go flat, that really doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to peel off the right leg to tabletop. Okay, so let's just take 2 little dips. Now we know we can have the hands out on the floor, half across the chest or up to the ceiling. Bring the other leg up, so you choose where you want those arms. It's all about staying stable and down. Okay, so now we have got a few choices here. You can keep going with that, but this time we're going to up the reps. So we're going to do 6 on one leg, 6 on the other. Or if you want that extra challenge, you bring the other leg up to tabletop. All right, again, the arms can be wherever you want. So here we go, we're going 6 on the right leg. So we're dipping down for 6, 5, 4. So still think about rolling your marble into your belly button, that rib hip connection. 3, 2, 1. Change legs. 6. And it doesn't matter if you've got the foot down of the other leg, or if you started with it up and then you need to put it down. Just do what is right for you. Good, now bring those knees in, and you can try, if your hands are out, you can just take like a little rock side to side on that ball. Don't go too far, you will find that gravity will pull those knees and you'll go to the side, to the floor. Okay, so last set, we're going to do alternate. So you can either be doing it so one foot comes to the floor, or you've still got legs in tabletop. So you've got one leg in tabletop, one leg down, and then you march. Or you're both up and you're doing it there. So you're not actually touching the floor with those toes. So, are we ready? Arm position, whatever suits you. So one leg to tabletop, other leg to tabletop, check the knees, check the shins, find where you want the arms, and then alternate leg dips. Ooh, it's really wobbly, isn't it? Last one. And then put the legs down. If you like to do this, hands over your head, legs out straight into that full body stretch. If you don't like it on the ball, just take the ball out at this point. And again, you can just take a little roll if you want. And then bring the legs in. And you can just lift up with a little watch. Push up and bring yourself around. Okay, so if you can be getting your band and tying your band on, just same as last week, one hand above the knee. I'll just watch for him. Okay. The bands are really long, so it does take a bit. Right, let's just check. Yep. We're going down into side lying. So wherever you feel comfortable with your upper body, it can be, the arm can be flat, tucked under like a little pillow, whatever works for you. And then just bring those knees and feet so they're stacked. Okay, so we're going to have a nice little clam series here. But this time we've got the added resistance of the band. So top leg, remember, hip stays up. And we're going to lift up for 8, 7. So visualize lifting something heavy. With that top leg. Now, second set is legs up as an option. If you don't like it, keep them down. And here we go. Last one. Last set is to up, straighten the leg. Again, you can take the straight leg bit out, or you can put the legs on the floor. So coming up, straight, in, down, open, straight, in, down, open, straight, in, down. Ooh. Gets a bit tough now, last 2. Open, in, down, open, in and down. Woo! Okay, just roll yourself onto your back. Bring your feet into your pelvic bridge position. And let's just do 3, just nice plain pelvic bridge, nothing at the top. Just breathing in, rolling that marble into imprint, peeling off from the bottom of the spine. Taking that lovely ski slope position, push those knees away, breathing in and exhale. And coming down. Roll that marble into extension, imprint, coming up. Breathe in at the top, exhale, coming down. So that marble goes to extension, so you've got that big gap into neutral, into imprint, peeling off from the bottom. Breathing at the top, and then just working that spine all the way down, 1 vertebra at a time. Good. So now you've either got to roll over, or if you're like me, you've got to rock up, swing yourself around. And let's do the clam on the other side. Now, of course, it's going to feel a little bit easier now because that band has loosened off. So you can tighten it if you want. Or you can just be grateful that it's a little bit easier this side. Okay, so stack those ankles, stack those knees, keep that hip up. And please zip up that core. So tummy button into spine, pelvic floor lifted as we imagine we're trying to lift something very heavy away with that top hip. There we go. And now option, heels up for 8, 7, and now we're going top leg, open, in, close, 2. So up the reps on this one. Normally we do 6. I'm really starting to feel it now. And we're not even at 6 yet. Now we are. But we're going for 8. So 2 more. Last one. Oh. And relax. Good, lovely. That was tough going, so well done. So gently push yourself up. Yeah, with that, add a little bit of the band, isn't it? And ping him. And just pop him to the side. Okay, so this is Lynn and James's favourite. We're doing heel beats. So if you don't like this one, remember we have got an alternative. So the alternative is to bend the legs, turn the feet out so the heels are together and beat from here. Just for some people, they just find that better for their backs. So the head position, remember you can have it turned to the side, and then when you do the second set, just turn it the other side, or you can keep it forward. It doesn't matter, whatever works for you. So this is a really good glute strengthening activity. Please try and remember as well that you're trying not to melt that little ice cube under your tummy button. So we're going to, I think we'll, turn, we're going to lift the legs first. So you want to feel like your knees are definitely off and a little bit of your thighs. Turn those feet out to the side and start to beat. Not particularly comfortable on the pubic bone, but we'll sacrifice that for the glute strength that we're getting. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. If it's really uncomfortable on your pubic bone, then just pop a little towel or your cushion to give you just that little bit of support. Okay, so now this next set, this is the one where we're going to turn our table tennis ball into a frisbee. So you're going to imagine you've got a table tennis ball between your cheeks of your bottom, and every time I call a number, you're going to squeeze a little bit tighter. So are we ready? Either with the knees bent, or we're going to lift those legs up, turn the heels, flex the feet. Here we go, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Frisbee, and relax. As you relax, you'll find those heels want to drop out, just to relax and take the tension away from the glutes. So last set, we're going to just bring those feet up, and then we're really going to pull those toes towards our knees. So we get a really good flexed foot. That will just tighten those glute muscles even more. So, ready? Core engaged, the legs lifted, turn the feet out. Now flex those feet, and here we go. Little quicker set. Halfway. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Oh, I do love that one though, even though it's a bit painful on your pubic bone. So hands next to your chest, pushing up. Legs go wide, because that way, as we sit back into our shell stretch, we'll get a nice deep stretch around those glutes, which will be very welcome after that last activity. Okay. And then gently push that head up. Bring those knees in. Have a little drink. Okie dokie. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to just, you can just cross those feet again behind you and come back, my toe, into a sitting position, and then reposition yourself on your mat. Okay, right, we're going to roll down for our 6 counts, and we're going to get down, and we're going to do a very similar little abs one to what we did last week, but with an added bit for those who want it. So arms down, shoulders relaxed, breathing in. Tuck that tailbone under, so you begin like a little C curve action, and then you go down for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right, lovely. So we bring the knees in, so the knees are in line with the hips and the feet in line with the knees. We're then going to just interlock our fingers just gently behind our head. And we'll do the same as we did last week to start with. So that's just breathing in, and as we breathe out, squeezing the ribs and hips together. And then lowering. So imagine you're trying to bring the ribs and hips as close together as possible. Now just remember, don't pull that chin forward and squash your peach. Your head and shoulders work as a unit, just like they do for when you're on your front and doing your swan dive. So they're coming up together. And down. Still think tummy button to spine, pull pelvic floor up. Last one, and down. Okay, so on the next one, we're releasing the hands and touching the knee as an option. You can stick with what you've got, what you're doing, what we've just done, let's get it right, if you find that was enough. If not, we're coming up. Touch 1 and down. Up, touch 2. And down. Up, squeeze the ribs and hips together, push that back into the floor, squashing that peach. And 3 little taps. And down. Good, okay, just drop the arms out to the side, take a little knee twist. And back up. And twist. Keep the shoulder flat and back. Now, last set, what we'll do is, if you want, as well as bringing the head up, we're going to actually bring the legs to tabletop. And so from here, same action, but now we've got those legs in tabletop. So your choice, legs down, legs up. And here we go. Coming up, rib to hip. And 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, oh my goodness, 1, oh, and lower them down. And just again, take a nice full body stretch. So they do really pack a punch in that core area. Okay, so you can get up however you want from here. You can roll on your side, bend your knees, use that momentum, or you can have a little go at one of those squeeze and everything together, rolling that marble into belly button, breathing in, lifting with the arms, and coming up to sitting. Good. bend those legs and just swing round. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to put my knee thing in place. We're going to bring the right leg forward. Okay, so make sure that the knee is over the toe, the knee is over the ankle, and we're just going to stretch that back quad out. So that should be at an angle, that leg there. You can have your hands on the floor if you need for that extra bit of balance, whatever works for you. Now you can stay there and just hold that for a little bit longer, or straighten this front leg, slide it in and sit back onto that heel. So if you've got issues with your knees, this may not be for you. So that's why I'm saying you can stay and just hold the stretch, that lunge stretch. Now here you're stretching out the back of this leg. You should feel that stretch in the back of the right leg. Now we're going to push back up, tuck the toe under and straighten that back leg. Push the heel towards the floor. Use the hands for support. Lovely. Okay, so let's come down and do that on the other side. So a bit awkward for me when I change because of that knee. So left foot forward, lunge, quad at the angle. And you can keep here and not do any of those other two. That really is up to you. Now if you want, just transfer that weight back over. Let this front leg slide in, and then you'll feel as your straight leg is pushing to the floor, you'll feel the stretch. Or you stay in that lunge position. Okay. And then from here we come back up. But this time we tuck the toe under and we straighten the back leg out. We've got two options to get up from here. Some of you may be able to push and literally come to standing from here. If not, you just drop that leg, bring that front foot in and come to standing. If you're here, you might just be able to push to standing. All right, so that was one you'll have to just work out for yourself. Good, okay, so here we go, back to the front, feet in hip width. Let's start with the shoulders, elbow, big arm circle, shoulders, elbow, big arm circle. Okay, bringing those arms across, up and lift. Okay, so we're going to drop the heels down and now we're going to melt like our snowman. Let's be a bit festive. Dropping down, chest over to knees, thighs, head over to knees. Let the top half drop. When you get to the bottom, continue that movement. When your arms come up, we're going to come up onto those toes again. Heels down first. Start to bring those elbows down to the knees. Tucking the ribs over to the thighs. Nose to knees. Allow the head to drop. Straight away start straightening the legs. Coming up to standing. Bringing those arms up again for the last time. Now this time lower the arms first and lower the heels. Good. And shut your eyes, breathing in. Relax. Breathing in. And relax. Last time, breathing in. And well done, everybody. Well, have a very, very Merry Christmas. And hopefully you can share it with some of your loved ones. And if you can't, I'm sure you'll be on Zoom, on Facebook. But okay, if we have to sacrifice 1 year to make sure we've got lots of others, then that's what we've got to do. This will be the first year I've not had Hannah home for either Christmas or New Year since she's been born. So it's going to be a strange one for me to think of her and her partner on their own in Hampshire. But we'll have plenty more. On the positive side, I did manage to get Mum into one of these taxis where you actually pull the wheelchair into the taxi for a dummy run yesterday, and that all went absolutely brilliant. So I've got Mum out to mine for Christmas Day. So that's really made her very happy and me very happy. So have a lovely time, and well, I might see you on Monday the 28th in class. If not, I'll see you back the week beginning Monday the 28th at some point during that week. So take care, put some festive music on when you do your class, and I'll be thinking of you all, and stay safe. See you soon. Merry Christmas. Bye.